Hi everyone, my name is Gretchen Uppold. I'm a consultant with FMA, and I'm here today to talk to you about this website, strongnonprofits.org. If you're not familiar with FMA, we're a consulting firm focused on helping nonprofits build their capacity in finance and operations. We work both directly with nonprofits and through funders on a wide variety of consulting, coaching, and training projects. You can find out more about FMA by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, which you can see right here, or by visiting our website, fmaonline.net. The purpose of today's webinar is to give you a brief overview of a new resource that the Wallace Foundation has made available to nonprofits. It's a collection of online tools and resources on strategic financial management, and again, the website is strongnonprofits.org. Really, I have two key takeaways that I want you to take away from this intro to the website. The first is that address, strongnonprofits.org, and also that every resource on this website is available for free. So you can feel free to come back to this website to download resources multiple times. You can share them with colleagues, you can share them with friends. We really encourage you to explore the website and to utilize the resources on it as much as you can. Strong Nonprofits is an outcome of an initiative that FMA undertook with the Wallace Foundation to strengthen nonprofit after-school organizations in the Chicago area. We did this initiative with the Wallace Foundation a few years ago, and they really invested a lot of time and energy, as did FMA, in developing a set of tools and resources for these after-school programs to strengthen financial management at the organizations. And at the conclusion of the initiative, Wallace really felt like they wanted to take these resources and find a way to share them more broadly than just with the organizations that were a part of the initiative. And so we worked together to develop this website. Because it came out of this after-school initiative, you'll see that the website is branded a bit towards after-school programs. You can see right here on the main page, there's this adorable child here with this great smile. Despite the fact that it is branded for after-school programs, these tools are applicable to all kinds of organizations of all sizes. Wherever you are in your life cycle, I have no doubt that there is a tool on this website that you will benefit from. Before we dive into the website itself, I want to give you just a little bit of background about how we think about financial management here at FMA, because it's really shaped how the resources are laid out on the website. So when we think about financial management here at FMA, we think about it as strategic financial management. Financial management is a core strategic function of a nonprofit organization, and it's really focused on a question of how the organization can best use limited resources to carry out their mission. Really, every decision that you make at your organization is a financial decision, because pretty much every nonprofit organization faces issues of limited resources. So any decision you make, a programmatic decision, anything else, you're thinking about how you're utilizing your limited resources, and so therefore financial management really goes across the entire organization. So FMA sees the strategic approach to financial management being made up of four key elements, and you can see them represented here in the graphic. We start with planning and monitoring. There's this cycle here of planning and monitoring. Planning is the answer to the question of how to best use our limited resources to carry out our mission. You're planning, you're budgeting, you have maybe a strategic plan, you're thinking about how you plan to utilize your resources. Monitoring, on the other side of the circle, tells us the answer to the question of how we're doing and where it might need to be revised. So you have your plan, you have your budget, you monitor on that budget, and you see, oh, we were under budget, oh, we're over budget. And based on that monitoring, you can make decisions about how you move forward. Operations support the planning and monitoring cycle, so you can see them in the center of that cycle. Good financial operations ensure that our plans are being executed properly and the information we're using to monitor our plans and make decisions is reliable. Some of the elements of financial operations, which you can see there, are the staff, the people that run your finance office, the systems and software that you're utilizing, and the processes and controls used within the finance office and throughout the organization. Finally, at the top here, you can see governance, which is the overarching element that ensures that all of these things are happening properly in accordance with the mission of the organization. When we get to the site, which I'm going to do in just a minute, you'll see that it's structured and that the resources are organized around these 4 elements. So the planning section includes resources for program-based budgeting, cash flow management, growth, and financial strategy. Monitoring includes resources for reporting, understanding and interpreting financial information. Operations include resources for maximizing your accounting software, strengthening your internal controls, developing cost allocations, and enhancing efficiencies across the organization. And finally, governance includes resources focused on the board's role in financial oversight and accountability. So here, as I promised, is the address, strongnonprofits.org. But you can just type this address into your browser or even just search for Strong Nonprofits, and it will take you to the website. So here we go. We're going to open up the website here. You'll see this should look very familiar to you. Here's our adorable child, even a little bit bigger. I just love that smile. And you'll see across the top here are 4 areas: planning, monitoring, operations, and governance. Here again, planning, monitoring, operations, and governance. On this homepage here, there are a lot of different ways to get to the resources. You can click into any of these different tabs, and you'll see in a moment that then there will be sort of some subcategories of different resources. If you know the resource you're looking for, you can also search for it right here in the search box and just try different keywords. If you're looking for a budget tool, you can type in budget. Over here, we have some different featured resources, and these will occasionally change. These are some of our favorite resources that we put up there, and you'll see there's also featured resources on each of the individual pages as well. You can get to our website, FMA, by clicking on this link down here. So really quickly now, I'm just going to go into these different pages, and I'm going to show you some of the tools that are on here. I don't have time to show all of them to you, and I'm not going to go into a lot of depth on them. I'm going to show you actually there are some additional resources available here on the website that will show you how to utilize some of the tools. So I'm going to start with planning, which I can click on going right from here, and you'll see when I go in here, there are subcategories. So we have stuff about the budget development process, cash flow projections, a few resources here about calculating the true cost of programs, planning and addressing financial uncertainty, planning for growth, and finally connecting your organizational goals with financial realities. And you'll see in here that there are different types of resources as well. You can see over here, you can choose kind of which different types of resources you want to see. General resources, tools and templates. Many of the tools and templates that we have developed are Excel-based tools that you can actually download and then keep on your computer or come back if you need a clean version and re-download. We also have case studies. There are some videos, articles, all kinds of different tools here. I'm going to show you just a few of my favorite tools while we're up here, and I really encourage you to take some time to explore some of the other resources as well. So starting here at this top section, the single most popular tool that we have developed and that people download from this website is this one here called the Program-Based Budget Builder. And the way we actually get into any of these is you click on it, and here you'll just get a brief description of what the tool is. So we can click on any of these and get that brief description if we want to just know a little bit more about what it is. If we want to actually go in and see the tool, we can click here and it will open it up for us. And basically all of the pages will look like this. It tells us what it is up here, quick description of it here. Some of the tools that we've developed, we actually have videos down here where we demonstrate the tools for you. So in this case, I'm not going to spend a lot of time actually demonstrating the tool. This program-based budget builder is a great way to help you develop a budgeting practice where you're able to see your costs across your different programs and functions. And this 20-minute video here does a great job of demonstrating for you how you utilize the tool. Anytime you want to download a tool, any of the articles or the tools, usually you're able to see them by downloading. You can just click here to download it. I'll just do that quickly. You can see it opens up, it downloads, and we can open it up right there. So going back to the website quickly, you can see that was the Program-Based Budget Builder. Again, a really great tool that you can utilize to help you plan for your organization, for your operating budget for the year. Let's look a couple more things on the planning page here. Cash flow is a really common problem that we see with a lot of the organizations we work with. Organizations may have managed to develop a great operating budget, but then translating that into a cash budget or projecting cash flow can be a frequent problem, and a lot of organizations worry month to month about whether they're going to be able to make their payroll. We have developed a template that I think is really user-friendly and really helpful for organizations. It's this cash flow projections template for nonprofit financial managers. And again, you click right in here. You can see there should be a video down here. Sometimes our internet won't let us access some of these videos, but on your internet you shouldn't have any problem, and you can access that video there, and you can download the Excel template right here. All right, let's go back to planning. There's just one more tool that I want to show you on our website here, all the way at the bottom. This very last one, it's called the Funding Opportunity Assessment Tool. I'm going to click in here. This is a tool that will help you think through whether or not a particular grant is a good decision for your organization to take. Sometimes organizations have been known to, especially nonprofit organizations, have been known to what we say, chase the money. You see a grant and you just say, oh, it's money, I'm going to take the money, it's going to be great. But actually that can sometimes cause problems because you don't think about what are the costs that might be associated with that grant. Is this grant really a good fit for your organization? So this is a tool that we've developed. This one is actually online based. So we click in right here and it will take you to the tool. And it will go through and it will ask you a series of questions around your program delivery capacity, your financial impact, and administration of the actual contract to help you think as a team about whether this grant is really the right opportunity for you to pursue at this time. Go back over here to Strong Nonprofits again. I think that's all I want to show you on the planning page. I could probably spend hours on here showing you all these different resources. Like I said, I encourage you to take a look here. Another really popular one is this Operating Reserve Policy Toolkit. It's a great resource, especially that you can share with your board of directors or other people about why it's important to develop an operating reserve for your organization. So again, you can click in there and take a look at that resource. Let's move on here to the monitoring tab and see what we have here. So again, monitoring is how we see how we're doing against our plan. So a huge part of monitoring is reporting. We have our financial reports here. So there's some resources about maximizing your financial reports, a bit on basics of accounting, the unified chart of accounts, which is a great jumping off point if you're thinking about restructuring your chart of accounts. We have some resources here about understanding and interpreting financial information. And here we have some resources about dashboards. Dashboards are a really popular tool now. More and more organizations are developing dashboards to represent information. So if we click in here, we can see this is just an article here. It actually links you right to Blue Avocado, which is a great website with a lot of different resources. So you can see this is an article. I've showed you some tools. I've showed you some things that you can download. But this actually links right into this really quick, easy article that gives a great overview here on dashboards that you can take a look at to sort of introduce you or introduce people on your board to dashboards. Go back to our monitoring tab here. We also have some tools about managing government contracts. If your organization happens to use a lot of government contracts, you know that getting the most out of those contracts and managing all of the different requirements can be quite an art. And so there are a lot of great resources on there about how to manage your government contracts. And then finally, there's a tool here. This is an Excel-based tool that we have developed about managing your temporarily restricted net assets. It's a really basic Excel tool that just helps you plug in either on a monthly or a quarterly basis your temporarily restricted net assets and then tracking those releases. So that was a very brief overview of our monitoring section. Again, you can see the different areas that are right there. Next, we'll go to our operations. Remember, operations is more of sort of the internal workings of how you keep this planning and monitoring cycle moving forward. So again, you'll see that sometimes there's repetition across the different tabs. Some of these articles and different tools will really fall under multiple categories. So we have some more tools here about understanding nonprofit accounting. We have some tools for strengthening your internal controls at your organization. We've got some tools about maximizing your accounting software. Again, here's that unified chart of nonprofit accounts that I mentioned already. Moving down here a little bit beyond the accounting software, you can see there's some tools about cost allocations. That program-based budget builder that we all love so much is here again. You can see it, and there are some other contract resources here that you can also find on the monitoring page. There's some tools here about efficiencies and workflow. This is a very popular one here, checklist for monthly close. Again, another Excel-based tool that we have developed. Very straightforward, very easy. I'll just download this one quickly so that you can see. It just has a list of your monthly close tasks, and it's a tool that you can use to sort of either plan for when these need to happen or track that they are happening. Back here to our operations page. Down here, I apologize if I'm scrolling too quickly. Finally, there's some resources here about staffing in the finance office, and some sample job descriptions, which can be helpful if you're looking to grow your office or you're doing any hiring. So that's the operations resources that we have available here on Strong Nonprofits. And finally, I just want to quickly introduce you to some of these governance resources. The governance page is a great place that you can send your board members, especially if you have a new board member, maybe who's new to nonprofits. You can send them to this page just to kind of explore some different resources that are really helpful for board members to understand what their role as a board member is. It's also great if you are a staff member or a nonprofit leader. You can look here and find some resources that you can share with your board. These first resources here are all about understanding the fiduciary responsibility that the board holds. The second section here I think is really helpful. Frequently we see that people join nonprofit boards. They don't necessarily have a background in finance, or even if they do have a background in finance, they don't necessarily understand nonprofit finance. So there's some great resources here just to kind of introduce your board members to some of the nuances of nonprofit finance that will help them understand it a bit more. You can see again, here's that dashboard resource. Some specific resources here about developing the roles and responsibilities of your finance and audit committee. And then finally, some tools that the board members may want to use in terms of their own planning for the organization. Planning for financial sustainability. Again, that operating reserve policy toolkit is a great resource to share with your board members about the importance of operating reserves. And then managing risk. Many board members don't realize that risk management is a big part of their job, and there are some great tools here. So that's pretty much everything that I wanted to show you today. I know I went very quickly through all of this. There are so many resources on this website, and I just scratched the surface of what is available here. But I encourage you to spend some time. Again, the website is strongnonprofits.org, and just dive in and take a look around. If there's a particular thing you're looking for, if you're looking for planning resources, you can explore that planning website. As I said, download them as many times as you want. Share this resource. Everything here is free, and we really encourage you to utilize the resources. Have a great day.